Philip, thanks for joining us. This is Lens Bling. It's very cool. Cool product. And it goes on the back of your lens to tell you what size it is, the lens is. Now, obviously you're not involved with the camera aspect, you're involved with the back end. Just to let you know, today is Throwback Tuesday. It's 80s Reference Tuesday. If you say an 80s reference from an 80s movie and you work it in to what we're saying, you get a free Black Rabbit camera strap. It's amazing. You know, it comes up like this, and it's just phenomenal. BlackRabbit.com.
All right. Well, I'm already, the wheels are turning on how I can work in some sweet 80s references.
Awesome. I'm looking for them. Sweet might have even been one right there. And Philip, thanks for coming by. It's great to see you again.
Man, this place is just growing, man. This is getting cooler and cooler every year.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're on the big couch for the big show.
I feel like a VIP, man.
You are a VIP. So Newtek makes the TriCaster. It makes lots of different things, but Newtek makes the TriCaster, and that's the basis, really. I see it as kind of the backbone of your entire architecture for live video production.
Right.
That is your video switcher, your graphics, and your audio all in one. You can have 8, is it 16 sources now? 8 sources?
Actually, it's between 4 and 8 sources.
4 and 8 sources. You got the TriCaster 855.
We have a full line now. The TriCasters start with the TriCaster 40, which retails around $5,000 and goes all the way up to the TriCaster 8000.
Wow. Wow. And the TriCaster 40 is for like DSLR producers, kind
Actually,
of like
the TriCaster 40 is pretty powerful. It's 4 cameras. Yeah. It has a DDR, rolls in graphics. It's very powerful for $5,000. The big difference is the inputs, excuse me, are component HD, and the higher end systems have HDSDI. So you should have had water before I came in.
You should. Can we get Philip a water? We got a water right here. Hold on.
I get the special VIP water.
Yes, and if you'd like a Monster, look at this. We got Monster,
now
Red Bull,
I know how you're able to stay going.
That's it. Look, just Monster Energy, Red Bull. I go one right after the other. Oop! I just broke my iPad. And okay, so are you good with the water?
I'm great with the water.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We'll put this back on the ground. Look at this. So we're not favoring any energy drink until they sponsor us. When you go in component HD, do you have to, if you're coming out HDMI or HDSDI, do you have to change it to component?
Yes, there's converter boxes.
Okay.
So if your camera's component or HDMI, you just get a little converter box and then send it out component.
And this
HD.
is probably perfect for like church groups and stuff. We had a church on yesterday, and they were like, they hadn't made the jump. They use a TriCaster, they use the Teradek devices. They hadn't made the jump to HD yet. And so I convinced people tithe, donate, help them get HD. That's their goal for this year.
You know, there's no reason not to now. The price is so low, you know.
Exactly.
HD.
Exactly. Okay, then we go all the way up to the 855. Is that
the 8000 is our top of the line.
8000. What's the 8000?
The 8000 is our next generation of live switching. It's a 3ME live switcher with multiple points of reinsertion. So you can do. We actually did a test to see how many layers we could create in real time, and we reached around 1 million and stopped, because if you need more than 1 million layers, we may not be the product for you. You know.
So you guys basically are a live video production truck. If Teradek has replaced the live truck, the need for the satellite truck and the need for the microwave truck, you guys have replaced the need for the production truck.
That's correct. Something that's really interesting though is there was a study that was released last year, and we found out that Newtek TriCaster is the #1 switcher on the market.
Wow.
We're #1, Sony's #2.
Well, it's a really good switcher, and it's computer based.
But it's way more than a switcher.
It's way more than a switcher. It's computer based. I actually installed the 850, which is a couple years old now, into a facility that I was putting together, and it worked great. And then we used it for a live broadcast of the NFL Player of the Year awards years ago. My buddy Peter Poon worked the controls, and we broadcast live off 2 bars of Clearwire service. Yeah, it was phenomenal. So you really have the whole range of video switchers. Kind of, it's not just video switchers. You got your playback decks, which used to be called VTRs. Now they're DDRs. You have your playback decks. You've got everything. And guys like the New York Jets use it. The New York Giants use it. NBC uses it. All across the board, ESPN uses it. These
MTV, Miss Universe.
Yes.
It is everywhere. I mean, our clients, we did some research on our customers.
Yeah.
Our Newtek's customers are producing over 60,000 hours of video every week.
Unbelievable.
And 40,000 of that is live. So colleges, high schools, pro sports, enterprise, so even like here at the Teradek booth, you know, the 100,000 people come through NAB. Well, how many people did you guys have watch your webcast yesterday?
150,000.
Talk about increasing the reach of your message from a show. I mean, you guys are the finest testament to that.
Right.
You know, you've had 100,000 people touch this show because of your webcast in the first day.
And guess what? You know what product we're using as the video switcher slash graphics slash TriCaster?
I know, I saw it backstage. I loved it.
It is, yeah.
Made me very happy.
Good, it should. And so now you guys have, at NAB, announced that the 3-play, which was the replay system, you've done some advancements to the 3-play.
So the 3-play 4800 is the most advanced real-time multi-camera replay server on the planet. Now that's a mouthful, but what it is,
I'm like, what did he say? But I know what it does.
Replay servers are expensive.
Yeah.
You know, the people that we're competing against are $100,000.
Right.
And so what we wanted to do is, a sporting event requires replay.
You know what's amazing? Can I stop you for one second?
Go.
And let's go back to the TriCaster itself. I've talked to Chiron and all these other companies that make graphics, dedicated graphics solutions. Those solutions cost 150 grand by themselves in the TriCaster, included with what you get.
It's really neat. There's a couple things we've announced here at NAB.
Yeah.
One is the 3-play 4800, which is an advanced high-def replay system, 4 channels of redundant video replay, has built-in graphics now, so you can add in animated wipes.
Wow.
It has built-in social media sharing out of the 3-play. So if you have a big play that happens, it can be shared out to Twitter,
That's unbelievable.
Facebook,
That's really
YouTube.
cutting edge in my mind.
The craziest thing about the 3-play 4800 is our competitors that we actually can do more than are around 100 grand. Well, this retails for 40.
Wow. And when you say 4 channels, so that means you can have four cameras coming. So the way
it's redundant, though. So if a hard drive dies in the middle of your show, you never know because it's redundant. But if you don't want a redundant 4 channels, you can also have 8 channels of replay.
So I just want to explain to people how replay works, because I don't think they necessarily understand at home. Basically, when you set up a live broadcast, you've got your video switcher, and you've got each camera coming into your video switcher, right? So you might have 4 sources, you might have 3 sources, you might have 8 sources of video, right? Now, if you want to add replay, what you got to do is you got to stop that signal from each camera. You got to pull it out and then send it back to the switcher, right? So you have to put a replay system on each camera. What you're saying, instead of putting a replay system on each camera, you put all 4 cameras into this one 3-play system. Then you send each camera to the TriCaster, let's say, the switcher.
You DA your cameras to go to the replay system and the TriCaster.
Exactly.
And then you take the output of the 3-play into the TriCaster. So now you can, what's cool is it's multicam, so it's always recording all your cameras. So if a big play happens, you can rewind, cue it up, play an angle, then play it from another angle, change the speed.
And it's in one box,
it's
one
in one
affordable
device.
box, a lot cheaper than buying one of the other competitors, especially buying 3 or 4 or 5 of them, because you need one for every camera. And then it doesn't interrupt the broadcast, and now you run it in as a source, and you can replay on any of these. And what I realized just now, and I don't know why I never realized this about TriCaster before, like 8 is really so many more inputs than you would need, because you have 8, they're all cameras pretty much, or maybe one replay system. Because the reality is, I think of it as, you need 3 cameras or 4 cameras, plus you need a couple of decks, VTRs or DDRs. But the DDRs are built in. You don't have inputs for those.
Yeah. The TriCaster is, and the easiest way we describe it is a live truck in a box.
Yeah.
It has everything you need to make a show, which kind of segues into our other announcement.
Has anybody ever put it in like a van? That would be so cool.
No, we actually had, we've had them in vans.
Didn't you put it in a Mini or something?
We've had it in a smart car, and we've announced here at NAB, we've built the world's smallest HD mobile unit in a smart car, and this year we're going to be giving it away to a school. So schools can apply on our website, tell us why they deserve it, and somebody's going to, Newtek.com.
So if you're a school, go, even if, would it work if you're a religious school, like a church group
if you're
or something?
A school or a
church
student,
group, anybody.
College, high school, anybody in education can qualify to win this.
Newtek.com.
Yeah.
And so was that the second announcement, or do you have one more?
What segues in from that, we've announced the Newtek Developer Network, because when we launched TriCaster, our concept was to allow one person to be a live TV studio. So one person could get in, switch the cameras, add in the graphics, roll in the video clips.
You know what I did to this gentleman, Peter Poon, over
What'd
here?
you do?
He disappeared. He was here. We put robotic cameras in, IP cameras. We made him run the TriCaster.
And the cameras. Well, what's cool about our announcement, we've announced the Newtek Developer Network.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of the high-end broadcasters like MTV or the NBA want to integrate into larger workflows. So in the Newtek Developer Network, you mentioned Chiron earlier, they've released a special character generator just for TriCaster called Chiron IP. It retails for 15 grand and you get all the power of a Chiron CG. We're working
I just want you, this is where we're looking at a live picture of our crew here, the Teradek crew, working on the TriCaster, and they're not only working on a TriCaster, I believe 855. That's Joe's thumbs up, and I believe that's Ben's back. And these guys are great. And they're
the dream team.
They are the dream team from Blaze Streaming Media. They're doing a phenomenal job, as well as the rest of the crew from Teradek. But if we pull that shot up again real quick, I just want to show you something. They are using the TriCaster 855, and also that is the TriCaster control console, because you don't necessarily need that, but it's certainly a big help, and so it's an add-on.
Yeah, you know, the thing about the control surface,
Yeah.
if you're a traditional TV person, it's like being a touch typist.
Right.
You want the buttons, you want to focus on the screen, you want to be able to watch your cameras, and you don't even look at your hands, you just punch your show.
Right.
But a lot of guys that have never done traditional television, they don't care, they're mousing
around. That's how
we
we
give
did it,
people choices.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a traditional technical director, you want the tactile interface. If you're a whiz kid computer, wizard, you're going to want you might use the mouse.
Getting back to the network, to the developer network, it's allowing people like Chiron, companies and people, to create applications to work with the TriCaster, so that they can say, you know what, we want to offer people a Chiron version for the TriCaster, more robust graphics. Like the thing with TriCaster is you can build your own graphics, but you also, and you have another program that you sell to add on to it, live text. But if you want to get even more robust than that, maybe you want Chiron, maybe you like Chiron, I don't know what it is.
There's also a CG called Compix that's actually created a CG for TriCaster. Some of the other partners we're working with streaming encoding companies like Hivision, where they're implementing their multi-bit rate streaming technology, so you can stream one stream out of the TriCaster to Hivision, and then it transcodes it to mobile and everything else, or Ustream. So it's really exciting to see these third parties come in and really turn the TriCaster into an entire workflow. But the bottom line is as a producer, you have the choice.
Right, and that's
that
the great
workflow
thing.
works for you. We make it available so that, if you want the big workflow with 10 people, you want the single workflow with one person, TriCaster is the solution to pull both of those off.
And Philip, you've got the whole thing covered. You start out with $5,000 for the TriCaster 40. You go way up there to like $63,000.
No, it's around 40 something.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a little higher. So you go to like 40,000 ish. Then you've got the 3-play system, very reasonable. The new one is like 40,000, 38,000, I think. Yep. And then you've got all these other great features and options for people. It's really,
we are changing the face of internet television.
Yeah.
We're allowing so much content to be created, and it looks like broadcast television. That's the most important thing. Everybody watching this show is an expert on television.
Right.
My 14-year-old son is an expert on television. He may not know why. And so when you create a webcast, if you make it look like dorm room video, you lose credibility to your message. But you have a nice set, you have good cameras, you have a TriCaster back there.
Good lighting, don't forget about the lighting.
You have great lighting.
Great crew.
And this is television.
Yeah.
And so the message, even without all this stuff, your message would still be the same.
Right.
But when people see this on the web, this looks like TV, and it lends you more credibility.
Exactly.
So we're really excited to be the solution that's powering this.
You're also for broadcast television, and the thing is, can you think of a time or a place where you would use an old school switcher like and I don't want you to knock the competition necessarily.
I'm not knocking the competition.
But it's not knocking them. But like what Panasonic does or what Sony does, the old school switcher.
There's no reason.
There's no reason. I can't think of a reason.
Because it's like ordering a car without an air conditioner.
Yeah.
Or
this is so much more robust. And are we running on Windows XP or what are we running?
No,
on?
it's a special version of Windows for.
Very nice. You guys have tweaked it.
It's hidden back there because it's really an appliance.
Right.
The TriCaster, you turn it on, it runs TriCaster.
Awesome.
It's not really treated as a computer, even though there is some computerish stuff under the hood.
That's the good thing, because it's a computer. It's flexible and you can upgrade, make changes, and all this stuff. And you've got so many options. Philip Nelson from Newtek, thank you so much. Newtek.com. Check out the TriCaster, the 3-play, the whole family of products.
I've got my 80s reference.
I'm ready.
Can I borrow a towel? My car just hit a water buffalo. No. Remember Fletch? That's my Fletch
Yes,
reference.
I love
Fletch. I know a lot of references.
I love Fletch. How
but
about that?
All
Black
mine were
Rapid
totally
strap.
inappropriate. I couldn't work one that
we
was
started out with
appropriate there.
movie reference and Throwback Thursday, and we almost turned it into sexual innuendo.
That's what-
Throwback Tuesday. We almost turned it into sexual innuendo Tuesday because one of the guests was just throwing them out there like crazy. So you could have, but
I did. That's what was hard, is to try to not.
which one did you have?
Well, there was a lot of Fletch ones. Got some pretty and pink ones. I'm out of control, man.
All right,
Breakfast
Philip,
Club.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
I
for
know you
having
got to
me. I
get back to
appreciate
it. Thank you for being on. You were awesome. Philip Nelson from Newtek.